They did okay. They did okay. I think the one thing we try to do around here is we try to prepare for those type of situations. A lot of our number two, our backup kids are getting a lot of reps throughout practice. They're sitting in the same meetings. They should be learning the system. They may not get as many reps as the starters do, but we're certainly going to get those kids prepared. As you start getting down into third and fourth team kids, then you get a little bit concerned. I'm fortunate. I know the safety spot. I keep really a fifth guy in there as a safety, so he's kind of a swing guy, can play the left or the right safety position as a third team guy. And unfortunately, we got down to our fourth team guy that we had a young man that had to come in who's been down on scout team all week, and we had to keep some of the calls pretty simple and pretty base. He spent the whole week practicing, being Illinois safety, and then all of a sudden he's thrown into the mix where he's playing in a game. So in all fairness to him, and again, I got to do a better job getting that man prepared too, but he stepped in and did a pretty adequate job for us. So I think every team gets to that position at this point in the season. You get to where you've played 8 games. I think everyone's going to get banged up and nicked up, and some people have the depth to work through it, others don't. But again, just our motto is the next guy's got to step up and fill the void and fill the role. And we've been able to do that on both sides of the ball, whether it's offense, defense. And we've had backups who've been able to come in and do an adequate job for us. So, we got to get them healed up. But if they're not ready to go, the next guy's got to step up and get the job done. So it's kind of our mindset.
You had a situation after the fumble in the second quarter. They go for it on the third down. Darius Latham stops them on 3rd and 2, and then they go for it on 4th and 2. Clyde Newton makes a really good fill. And then you had David Kenny come in with 4 tackles. Are you starting to see some of the freshmen surface a bit more?
I think, again, they're getting more reps. I think, the more comfortable they feel with the system and what's going on, the more experience they get. I think they've all got the talent to be good football players. It's just, as long as we keep developing and they keep giving us the effort in practice, and as long as they're producing in practice, we're going to try to get them more playing time. So again, I think those are 3 names that you mentioned, young guys, first-year players that stepped in and did a nice job for us here this past week. So again, those guys got to continue to come on just like everyone else, but it's encouraging to see some of the young guys stepping up and making key plays in that football game.
How have you seen Kenny get better specifically? I mean, we saw a lot of, Oliver and Latham and, Simmons earlier in the year, and even on some level, but it seems like Kenny's just really played a lot more lately. What's been different about him? What's been better about him?
Yeah, he gives you a little bit of athleticism there at the end spot. He maybe has been a little bit slower to come on than some of the other freshmen. But again, really just in the last couple of weeks, we force-fed him reps throughout the week, and again, just through his effort and his production, he's starting to earn his way onto the field right now. But again, he gives you a little bit more athleticism there on the edge. And again, it's I think the other guys have been doing a solid job, but again, some of those guys are getting a little bit nicked up too. So you get a little bit fresher body out there, gives you some speed and some activity out on the edge, and that's kind of where he's come into play.
What's the biggest challenge that Wisconsin's going to give you, especially for how well they run the ball?
They run the ball extremely well. I mean, again, when you look at the 2 backs, both of them are averaging over 100 yards per game. It's a talented offense. It's a veteran offense. A lot of the same guys we've played against, it seems like, for the last 2 years. But, multiple personnel-wise, multiple formation-wise, they're still going to run power and lead and come right downhill on you. So, you got to be able to get the numbers up in there to stop their run game, and you got to be able to hold up in the pass game. Look at the wide receiver. He's got to be one of the leading receivers here in the conference. You look at the breakdown. Statistically, Abdaris has got 56 receptions. The next guy, I think, is the tailback, White, and then right after that's Peterson. You're going 29, I think 26 receptions, but the next leading wide receiver, I think, is in single digits. So you have to have an idea where he's at on every snap. You got to get the numbers up in there to stop the run, but I don't know if you can win one-on-one all day without pressure in the quarterback's face and think that you're going to be able to hold up on the perimeter every play. So you got to find ways to be able to adjust some of your coverages to give the corners some help.